League 2 season preview. Let's go through each club in League 2 and talk a little bit about their realistic expectations for the season ahead. Each club hopes for the playoffs, but naturally that's not the case. Accrington Stanley. Every year we say Accrington Stanley will be in a relegation battle. Every year they manage to stay up. However, I think it's fair to say they'll be in a relegation battle again. They already have one of the lowest budgets in the league, and I think they have struggled for recruitment this year. It's always difficult when the clubs coming up are strong, which they always are from the National League. Which leads me on to Barnet. I think Barnet are looking at a top half finish. All clubs that get promoted from the National League tend to be ready for League 2. For quality, I think you could split League 2 and the National League and be fairly even. Barnet got over 100 points last season, they'll be fine this year. Also been really impressed with their signings so far. Barrow. Whilst Barrow are one of the smallest sides in the division and probably in the EFL, from my understanding they have a fairly decent budget. Nobody enjoys going that far up north to Barrow, which means their home record tends to be decent, or maybe that's just against Gills. Either way, I think they can realistically expect another mid-table finish. Bristol Rovers. Prior to the transfer window opening, and maybe the start of the transfer window, I was concerned for Bristol Rovers. But with Darryl Clark back in charge, and some very decent signings, I think they're looking at a top 7 finish and a push to get back up to League 1 at the first time of asking. Bromley. Bromley surprised a few last season, including myself. As I said with Barnet, teams that come up from the National League tend to be ready for League 2. If they can keep Michael Cheek, and with the addition of Mitchell Pinnock, I think they're on for a top half finish. Cambridge United. Out of all the sides coming down, I think Cambridge United are possibly the weakest. Neil Harris's sides generally don't concede many and are very solid. However, they don't often put the ball in the back of the net. I think the division is tougher this season and I haven't been too impressed with their recruitment so far, but a top half finish nonetheless. Cheltenham Town. It's a relegation battle for Cheltenham in my opinion. I'm very worried about them. They conceded a lot of goals last season, they've lost a lot more players. They haven't recruited well and the two teams coming up are strong and all the teams coming down look strong. From my understanding, Cheltenham's budget isn't massive either and they've struggled in pre-season so far. A relegation battle's pending. Chesterfield. I think it would be realistic to say that Chesterfield are in an automatic promotion race. They were very impressive last season, finishing the playoffs. Paul Cook is a very good manager and they've recruited impressively. It looks like another progressive season for them and chasing autos.